Vice President Villegas, we have speaker cards, 3 speaker cards under public comment on the virtual platform. We have 1 speaker card on items 1 through 6 on the virtual platform, and 1 speaker card on item 2, also on the virtual platform. We have no speaker cards here in the hearing room, and we have no neighborhood council commentary this morning.
Okay, so we do not have any general public comment or neighborhood council comments?
We have general public comment via the virtual platform, but not here in the.
Why don't we take the general public comments then?
Very well. We have 3 commenters, and we can go ahead and start with Audit LA for public comment. Audit LA, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute. And go ahead, you have 2 minutes.
Yes, good morning. I would like to start off first by remembering everyone that was harmed and who perished at 9/11, at the incident, at the terrorist attack in New York City. And that being said, you know, I'm always here week after week, twice a week, week after week, to discuss safety issues and ADA issues. And so I would like to remind you again that both sides of L. Ron Hubbard Way are blockaded from large emergency vehicles. That's a fact, unless you can prove otherwise. And it's a large building with a giant crack in it. And I'm here trying to sound the alarm to say we need that open. There needs to be a way for a ladder truck to get through there. I don't know who is signing off on it, but I know it's not right. And I also want to remind you, I'm also to say thank you to the city, whoever, who did tell Scientology that they need to remove those planters. They are not allowed. And as far as I know, they still are there. So I'm hoping that you put enough significant pressure on Scientology to obey the city's order to remove those planters. And I also want to remind you to please stop giving them endless permits. Okay, they at this time keep getting more and more event permits continuously since June 1st, and it's endless, although they have right now 2 A permits to do sidewalk and street repair. So which is it? Are we doing repair work or are we having festivals? I mean, how is that? Are there safety people checking that out? So you're going to be digging sidewalks and working on streets, but then having kids at bouncy houses and, you know, in their fairs? It doesn't make sense. What are you guys doing? Why is this happening? I know it's because they don't want any protesters around. Oh, well, you know, I mean, the police can come if somebody's violating the law and doing something wrong, they have redress.
Thank you, Audit LA. That's 2 minutes. We'll move next to Mona M. Mona M, you should receive a pop-up asking you to unmute, and you'll have, go ahead, you have 2 minutes to offer your commentary.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for the time to speak in front of you today. First off, I'd like to dedicate this to all that lost their lives on 9/11, and I'm very appreciative for all of the first responders. Second, thank you to whomever has put out the notice that L. Ron Hubbard Way and Fountain Avenue needs to move those planters that are in ADA violation. As of this morning, I don't think they've been moved yet, but at least they received the notifications. Third, L. Ron Hubbard Way, the north and south emergency egress is still not open. If there is an issue, such as the 9/11 events, there would not be able to get a ladder truck or fire and emergency vehicles down there. Having said that, a lot of times I feel like I'm just nagging like a unwanted sister-in-law or something, because you guys really aren't listening to the rest of what we're saying. You know, looking at the event, the special event boss portal today, they have a permit for this week, but if you click on that, all you see is the beginning date, the ending date, and the address, 4810 Sunset. But you don't get any specifics. So if you want this unwanted sister-in-law to go away, start enforcing the permits, start enforcing the law. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you, Mona M. We'll move next to Henri Marini. You should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute. Oops, I accidentally muted you. Sorry about that. You should be receiving another pop-up. Go ahead, Henri.
Yes, hello again. Good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Henry Marini. And as we commemorate safety on this day as a fellow New Yorker, I feel it is my duty to bring about an incident that happened on June the 3rd, 2024 at the Church of Scientology on Fountain Avenue. A general contractor as well as a cement mixing company were illegally hired by Scientology to pour tens of thousands of pounds of concrete to do major construction for foundation repair without a permit, as well as demolish a sidewalk in which protesters were peacefully exercising their First Amendment right in order to suppress their free speech. And during that day, not only myself, but yet another protester was on video watched by tens of thousands, viciously assaulted and literally issued death threats. And I ask you, is this what you want your fellow city to be known for? These are literal general contractors operating, by the way, without a permit to do major construction and without their active general contracting license. This is the third, fourth, fifth of dozens more that I have more examples, and I will continue to show you. I literally was threatened on video, as well as another protester, by this general contractor. How are they still allowed to be in business? LAPD, by the way, was literally right there. June the 3rd, 2024, on video, literal death threats were issued to me and another protester live on video. Illegal construction was happening to do foundation repair without a permit, without a general contractor's license. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This is what Scientology does. Scientology goes after
Thank you,
protesters.
Henry. That's 2 minutes. Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, good morning, everyone. Such a pleasure to be here this morning on a Wednesday and such a cooler day. Thank God. I hope you were all able to survive the heat, and just thank the mayor also just for putting out so many announcements just to stay cool over the last couple of days. And we're glad that things have changed. Just this morning, I did a presentation just on climate change, so it is real. All right, well, we are happy to be able to move on now to our presentation for the day.
LA, you have requested to offer a public comment, and go ahead. You'll have 2 minutes to offer your commentary on item number 1.
Thank you. I would love to have heard the speaker first because I think it would be more beneficial. But from what I understand, this is a process to where when they're laying asphalt, it doesn't have to be to the heat, like like Vice President Villegas was saying about it's been very hot and and we need to cool things down. So if this is a cooler way to handle laying asphalt, I'm all for it. I just hope you use it enough and in the next 2 years to lay a lot of asphalt. Our streets are horrific and we need a relief from all the damage and tear in these streets. So please use it. I like that it's cooler technology. I also, when it comes to cooling off the streets, since that's the theme right now, for this topic, I'm staying on topic, is that we don't have enough of a tree canopy, which also helps contribute to, cooling off asphalt. And I wish you guys would make rules where, I've seen where they cut off the canopies to trim the trees right before massive heat waves. We need those trees. There should be no massive tree trimming during the hot summer months, and so I appreciate that you are doing technologies to try to cool things down. Thank you, and I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you. And that concludes public comment on item number 1.
Thank you.
Audit LA, you've asked to speak on item number 2. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute.
Can you come back to me after the other person? Someone is at my door. Thank
Go
you.
ahead. You have 2 minutes to offer your commentary on item number 2, Audit LA.
Wait, hold on. Is there any way you can go to the next person and come back to me?
So
no?
it's the discretion of the presiding officer.
Why
Hold on.
don't you, if you're not prepared, we're going to pass you up.
No, I'll be prepared. You just have to deal with
Go ahead.
the noise. Never mind. I was trying to sleep. Bye. I mean,
Okay,
sorry, unexpected, knock at the door.
very well.
Okay, what I want to say about this comment, about this agenda item, is to please make sure that in all the design, that it is universally accessible, for everyone, and make sure they really put that through. And and that also, I want to encourage you guys too. I understand that DBE is no longer on the main list, and there's a lot to be discussed about that. But I do want to say, and I'm not going to sit here and bug you about that. I just am going to suggest, though, that you would please encourage disabled businesses to be in the competition and to get awards. I myself I am a disabled person, and I previously owned a business, and it's nice to get that encouragement to be able to do that. And so that it's just a reminder to to be inclusive, to include everybody, and and to talk about it, whether or not it's required or not. There's but there's needs to be a help to get to the next level for people who are, it is more challenging. They are overlooked, let's just be honest, and that's all I have to say. And I apologize for the interruption. It was an unexpected knock
Thank,
at the door, but thank you.
thank you, Audit LA. And
I think we have a public speaker. Sorry about that.
we do, we'll take public comment on item number 3, Audit LA.
Hi, I'd like to make a point of clarification first. Last week, there was a caller that needed to ask to be put after queue to come back to her, and that was granted. And then to me today, I was not granted. So you guys need to be a little bit more clear in that process and what the rules are. Is it just random? Because then when it's just random, it can lead one to think that maybe it's you're being biased. That being said, I'm glad to see that there's donations coming in for public works. In comparison, and this is staying on topic, in comparison, LAPD receives not only the lion's share of our budget, but also gets a tremendous amount of gifts. So I would like to see more encouragement to get people to, or agencies or anyone, entities to donate to public works projects, especially to help you guys get compliant with your ADA lawsuit requirements, where you help make the city to be ADA compliant. I would love to see you guys reaching out to the people that donate to LAPD and see if they would donate to this project, because it's very important, it's very necessary. So I hope you accept the funds, but I hope you also try to recruit more funds, since LAPD gets the over 50% of the budget and a vast amount of donations, many of which we don't know the origins of who's donating, but that's besides the point. I hope to see more donations for public works to help with our streets, our sidewalks, our tree canopies, and all that. And also, getting rid of bulk trash, everything. You guys really need a lot more donations, and I hope you get them, and I hope you encourage them. I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you. And that concludes commentary on item number 3.
All right, thank you. And why don't we take public comment, and then we can vote on this item.
And so if I could ask Audit LA to unmute, and you'll have 2 minutes to offer your commentary on item number 4. Go ahead.
Keep moving me. Yeah, I would like to know how much time I have left.
I'm sorry?
How much time do I have left as far as all, because the 10-minute maximum?
You have 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with this, anything with water reclamation, anything that will help drain our streets, we need that to be done. Again, I want you to be reminded to be on budget, not to keep, I don't want them coming back and keep asking for more budget. So let's get the job done. Let's get our streets drained during and after a storm. because they're really hard to, it's hard for cars, but it's really hard, and pedestrians. But when you have people in motorized chairs, it makes an already hard enough city to navigate even more hard. In fact, basically, I am, when it's during rainy season, during rainy days, I'm basically trapped inside. So I am all for this, getting rid of the water, and also with sanitation, joining forces, sanitation needs to do a better job dealing with bulk trash. That's also makes things hard to navigate, especially when there's, sometimes backed up stormwater and bulk trash. It gets to be a nightmare. I wish you guys could just spend a day during a rainy day traveling the city in a chair and seeing life from my point of view. I yield back the rest of my time.
Thank you. And
Okay,
that concludes public comment on item number 4.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So if we could go ahead to Adedale. Adedale, go ahead. You have 2 minutes to offer your commentary on item number 5.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to remind you now that you're advertising for bids for this project that you remember disabled businesses and disabled veteran businesses. Um, Disadvantaged companies need the help and the invitation and the encouragement. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome, and when you add disability to obstacles, it makes it even harder. So it's just an encouragement to remember the disabled community. As far as housing, and all this stuff, just again, I'm always going to remind you to make sure everything is ADA compliant. And not to do things half baked or leave things undone, because we see that happening often. And it's not fair, like, you see new projects where they just pave something and then, and the asphalt or something is higher to where you can't really get over it with the chair, like, it's just like this, the little fine tune, like smoothing out that, the edge so people can safely travel. It's just the little fine details that you have to be careful of for people trying to get around these, transportation, whether it's streets, in and out anywhere. There's the little things that become hindrances that are nothing to you. It would mean nothing to you. You wouldn't even notice it. I guarantee it. But I'm going to notice it because I have to sit there and wait at, trying to get over this hump of something that should have been smoothed down by your rollers. And I can't get over it quick enough to try to get across the street before the time runs out and the other side, and the lights change. You'd be amazed. Like, I wish you guys would, I'm going to be here to beat this into your, like, to really get it through to you. This is a hard city to navigate as a disabled person, and I don't feel like there's enough care or concern to address it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I yield back my time.
Thank you. And that concludes commentary on item number 5.
All right, thank you. And then, Commissioners, do we have a motion to move this item so we can invite bids? Does our public caller still have time?
Our caller has 1 minute left on the 10-minute
Okay.
maximum rule. Adedale.
Yes, hi. I know I could just say ditto to my previous comments, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my entire minute to remind you that our sidewalks are a mess. They are a nightmare to cross, to traverse in with a chair. Whether you have a mountain of like sidewalks colliding to where it creates like a mountain, or whether there's no curb cutouts, whether there's just broken sidewalk pieces, regardless, it's a mess. Like, look on Fountain Avenue, 4800 block of Fountain Avenue. I almost got thrown out of my chair on how severely broken up that part is. And that's right in front of Scientology, mind you, who now have the Class A permits to fix the other sidewalks on L. Ron Hubbard, which were fine. I have zero issues going up and down L. Ron Hubbard, but I almost get flipped out of my chair on Fountain because there's just no rhyme or reason
And
with
that's
how
1
you
minute.
guys repair it.
Thank you.
Thank you.